Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Dungeon Universalis. Now, I had COVID for a few days, so I couldn't do any gaming, at least I couldn't do any videos, and I also had not really access to my computer because it was in the other room, and yeah, my girlfriend wanted me to be a bit isolated in this room, so therefore I couldn't also do any uploads. But that's okay. There's going to be a bit of a break now between some of the videos, like a week or something. Anyway, so the thing is, I'm sitting here in the treasure chamber, and I'm going to have to make my way back. Now I can use the route that I came from. That's definitely an advantage. It was a good route, and so that will give me the advantage, first of all, that I know that I have enough time to go back. Second of all, I don't have to check for traps when I enter a new room, because, well, I did that also on the way there, and so yeah, it's going to be a much safer and also a little more boring way to go back, to be honest. Then we have also no new furniture showing up, so the whole exploration is obviously not going to be that interesting anymore. Gonna see a few battles, I guess, anyway. The enemy, I mean, by the way, that can be totally different if that path would not have been a good one. Then it would have been necessary to take another path, or if we would have had searched for secret doors, if there would have been some kind of rotating room like in the last game that we had. But this was a really good path, and we can just take it, go back. So I'm going to do it that way. Now the guy has a new deck of enemy cards, and he also received 2/3 of my value points. I think that's kind of like 46. So he now has overall 54 points that he can spend on my way back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this marker here again to indicate where I was in the treasure chamber. And now when I'm going to leave, I'm going to roll dice to check if I get attacked by the big enemy boss that is now hunting me after I kind of did loot his treasure. So now he's going to try to find me, and we're going to roll dice to see how he's doing. So first we're going to simply go on here, simply going to move there, and now I'm simply going to roll a die, and I will subtract the difference here, so 1. So on a 19 or 20, I'll get attacked by that boss creature. And that's not the case. We have an 8. So now we're simply going to roll if there's going to be a normal encounter. And there will be. And that is enemy spotted. And it's kind of a medium room. So it is basically this room, right? We came out, this is the treasure chamber here, and we entered this room, so it is a medium room here. Okay, so let's set up the enemies. We have a warhound. We have 3 militiamen, which means we have to place 4. That's a special thing about the militiamen. If you place 3, you place an additional one. So let's place one here, another guy here, and then one here, and one here. And I think they just have improvised weapons, if I'm not mistaken. And last we have a shooter with a longbow. So I'm gonna take, this is the shooter, the warhound, all the others are the militiamen. So the warhound has a perception of 1, and so that's what we're up against. I think we have a perception also of +1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so kind of even here. Let's see. Oh man, that was terrible. And it also means that we are caught off guard, I think, because yeah, this is a 6 and a 4 is really good, and it's higher than the intelligence of these guys. So they're kind of pulled back here, and also this guy, but not the wizard. He has a better intelligence. He's got a 5. Okay, so that was not a good start, and then yeah, we get attacked. So we start with a shooter, and I guess he simply moves here and attacks. Maybe he can do it from here, I think. That's a bit questionable, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna go here and let him attack with the barbarian from behind, which gives him a bonus. So let's hope this is not going to be too bad. That's an 8. I'm pretty sure that's enough. Yeah, that's going to be enough. So that means the shooter gets 4 dice. It's a longbow. Yeah. He gets 4 dice. I'm pretty sure that the 8, he would have needed a 7. He moved, which brings it to an 8. The barbarian has a higher agility. That would have been a 9, but because it's from behind, it kind of reduces it to an 8. So I think it was just a hit. Okay, 4 dice of damage. Ugh. 2 dice. Okay. So 2 wounds against the barbarian. Not a good start. And that means now the warhound will attack the scout from behind, and that is enough for the warhound because he's getting that bonus from behind. So that gives him 3 dice. That's not terrible, but we have to wait for the result. That's not great. 2 damage also. Yeah, that's going to be 2 damage. You know, getting caught by surprise is really something that sucks. And then he's going to push me here, I guess. I'm not even sure if he can, by the way. I want to check that. Push. After attacking, it will always push and follow. Okay, so that means he moves here. Well, that means now that we can simply activate one of these guys. So for example, he moves here and attacks the barbarian. Ugh. Pretty bad, pretty bad. It's an improvised weapon, so that is also 3. So he gets 4 dice because it was a critical hit. He needs a 5 to hit. And that's another wound. Yeah, so that really sucks. Now we have to try to distribute evenly. So he moves 1, 2, and then he will try to attack here somehow. And I'm going to give him a -1 for being in cover, I guess. That's still a hit. So that is 3 dice. And that's 2 damage. Man. Yeah, 2 damage. Terrible. If you have to fight a large group, you really don't want to get caught by surprise. Now this guy moves in here and attacks the barbarian. Oh, and by the way, he is pushed in here and he follows. Yeah, and now we get another attack against the barbarian. And oh, that's kind of close. So because he's getting attacked from behind, this is still a hit. And it is also a critical hit. So that's an additional damage. And the barbarian only has 1 fortune, so this is not looking great. He could die here, actually. And wow, that would kill him. So we got to spend the fortune, and now it is possible that this guy is really dead. We have the unicorn blood though, so we could use that to heal him. And this might have been it. He takes 3 more damage, so the barbarian is killed. Completely killed. That's pretty insane. And that means that this guy now moves in here. And now last it is this guy. This should not be here. And he moves 1, 2, 3, and he can go here basically and attack the physician. And I think that also was a hit because the physician was also attacked from behind. But maybe not. The physician has a combat value of 5, but he's got a -1 because of his flail. So yeah, we're going to also see a hit here, and that is also a critical. But here I was lucky, no damage. Oh, it might not even be a hit, by the way, because there was also the cover. I think that actually was not a hit because of the cover of the wall here, because he's kind of attacking diagonally and there's the door, the edge of the door in between. Okay. So that was very, very bad. Now let's see how we can save this guy. We got this relic here, the unicorn blood. The user recovers all lost health and mana points. It also removes the knocked out condition. The object loses its power after use and must be discarded. Okay, so that is a super valuable object. But yeah, it's a one-time shot. Otherwise, this guy would be permanently dead. But we're going to need a quick action to do it, and we're going to have to give it to him, which I think I can actually do it with the help of the wizard. I can give that item, I'm adjacent to this guy, I can give that item to him, and then he can get up and as an action drink the blood. Now he's fully recovered. But obviously it's a shame that these are not terribly strong enemies, but you see how incredibly dangerous this game can be. If you have a couple of unlucky rolls, especially the initiative roll, it can be over for you. It's as simple as that. Okay, so because I kind of allowed him to move back, or to kind of, I used my knocked out rule, which allows it to move back, but you can't do anything this turn, so he won't do anything this turn. Instead, the other guys will. And so finally I'm going to turn around here, and now I'm going to attack this guy here with his improvised weapon. And that is a 5 against a 6. That's going to be close. But I think I win this because I have a better agility. Yeah, so that is a success for me. Gives me, well, he can try to defend that. He's got an improvised shield, so if he rolls a 6, he's going to be able to defend, but that is just a 4. So that allows me now to roll 6 dice. Okay, I deal 3 damage, and he is wounded, but he's still alive. And I'm not going to push him back. I'm going to let him stay there. And now I think that I turn around here with the physician, and I will attack the... Well, yeah, I'm going to attack the warhound. Oh, fantastic. That is 2 criticals, so that gives me 6 dice actually, and that looks good. Everything but a 1 is a hit. Okay, so I killed the warhound. And I'm also not going to move. I'm not going to move out there. Oh, maybe. No, I don't think I want to. I think I'm okay there. And yeah, this is all I do. And by the way, I forgot to roll the die for the other guy, but here. Let's roll now. Let's roll it twice now. Okay, so he draws a card, and that is a fortune. And that fortune goes to the strongest fighter. So he's going to spend 2, and we're going to give that to one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Okay, so this goes simply to this guy here. Got to remember that. And then we're going to roll again here. Okay, nothing. So now we're going to see attacks. We start with the wounded guy attacking the scout. And oh, wow, that is impressive. Is it enough? It might actually be enough. So let's see. He's got a 12 plus 2 because he's wounded. So that's a 14. And I got a 9 plus 4. That is a 13. So it's actually, he hits, and it's a double critical. So there is no way for me to somehow, that's insane. You know, I'm going to make him reroll that. I don't want to die too. So I had a 9, so he's going to reroll that. Okay, so no damage here. But I only have 1 last fortune left now. So also pretty dangerous for me now. So now this guy will attack the physician. And that didn't work. Now we got this other guy here moves around here and attacks the physician. And that didn't work either. And finally, the last guy here, the guy with the fortune, will attack the physician. And that didn't work out either. And the shooter can't do anything because it's all blocked up here in the door. Okay, so now I will activate the Celestial, and I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna try to heal the scout with the healing light. It has to be an adjacent friendly character. And that worked out. So that means the scout can heal up to 4 life points, which means I can fully heal. Excellent. And then I think I'm going to start with the physician here, and attack this guy. And that's a 4 against a 6. That might even be enough. I got a 5, but I got a -1 for the flail, and I think this is a problem. This guy has a 3 only, but yeah, that flail negative modifier kind of stops me from being successful here. Okay, then, yeah, I think I'm going to move ahead, oops, with this guy now, trying to attack the nearly dead guy, and nah, that wasn't good enough. Incredible. So now it's the scout, and he will try to finish him. And that looks good. This is a hit, and he only has 1 wound left, so it's even a critical, so he cannot try to block it or anything. Yeah, okay, so this guy is killed. The question now is, do we want to move ahead? And I think I want to do that. Yeah, so I'm going to move there. So now we're going to see again the other guys. And that didn't work out for them. Awesome. So now we have an attack here against the scout. That's a success. But I can try to use my shield. But he had a critical, so I need a 5 or a 6. Didn't have that. I'm going to re-roll. And I don't have that again. So that means he gets now 4 damage dice against me. And that is 2 damage. And because I used my shield, I'm not allowed to activate next turn, because I did a reroll action with my shield. So yeah, that was a bit, it kind of sucks. Or I can't do an attack action, let's say it that way. Now the next guy, yeah, he also I think he attacks the scout, because this one will try to attack the physician. And again, incredible. That is probably a hit. That's an 11 against a 9. Yeah, that is a hit. But I can again, and it's again a critical, can try to defend myself. And that didn't work out. Second time, nope. So I take again 4 damage dice. Wow, these guys are really tough. Oh man, look at that. 3 more damage. Again, I'm nearly dead. This is insane. I mean, I can take 8 damage, or I can take 7 damage, but it sucks so badly, man. These guys are so tough. I gotta get healed by by this guy again, I'm afraid. And now here we see an attack against the scout. Incredible. It's incredible. They're rolling so good. That's a 10, but I think this time it was not good enough. So the scout has a 5, the other guy has a 3. I got a -1 because of the flail, but he also has a -1 because there is this kind of cover there. So I think I'm okay. And that's it. And the shooter can't do anything. I guess we can relocate him a little bit so that he has a better position next turn when somebody else dies or something. So now it's me, and we gotta heal again. Yeah, I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna try to heal again this guy, and it worked. So Only 1 damage, but man, I can only use this spell one more time and then it's over. Basically, these militiamen are really poor fighters, but they just roll really great. So now, first the scout will activate and simply remove his shield action. Now this guy will attack simply the guy in front of... Yeah, he's going to attack the guy in front of him. And... That's a 7 against a 9. I think this is enough. Because I got a combat value which is 2 points higher than his. So it's a tie, and my agility... No, that's not true because of the flail. That's a -1. So I wasn't successful. And... yeah, that's it. So that's the end of that thing. I couldn't do anything. I cannot push someone or anything. But I could use my stealth ability. But I don't want to. I'm just going to stay there for now. So we got to go again into the next combat round. And it goes back and forth. So attack against the scout. Okay, this time I just saw the 6 and I was pissed again. But this time the scout is doing fine. Now the physician... No, again we do it like this. The scout gets attacked a second time. He's fine, and we got a blunder. That is excellent. So that means this guy loses his improvised weapon. And the weapon automatically breaks. Fantastic. So that means the second guy is unarmed. And I'm going to simply mark this by placing a marker here. And now we got this guy here. And that is also fine, so we're good this time. So now these 2 guys will again try to fight it out. And... okay. That's a 4 against a 6. That is not enough for me. Now the physician attacks the unarmed guy. And that is good enough, and it's looking good that we can deal significant damage now. We got 5 dice. -1 on his armor because of the flail. Incredible. Just 2 damage. Yeah, this is a nasty combat, man. It really takes me a while to get anything done. But I'm going to push him back now. And I'm going to move in here. And that gives now the barbarian the option to move here and also attack this guy. And that is not good. So, the enemy. And that is nothing. And now we see again an attack. And this guy will now attack the barbarian because he is the one easiest to hit. And that is a 7 against a 7. That is not enough. Or is it? Actually, it might be. The barbarian has a -1 because of his battle axe. So they are even. But he's got a better agility. And now this guy, well, let's see. This guy attacks the physician, I guess. And that's no problem. And this guy will attack the barbarian. And that is also no problem. And the shooter doesn't do anything. He could try to move here and then shoot like this. I'm not even sure if that works. I think these guys block line of sight. I think he cannot shoot through there. It's also going to be super dangerous to do that. So now it's me again, and man. So I'm going to attack this guy with a scout. Okay, that is a good one. He cannot block that. So finally it seems we're making some progress here, but that was a terrible battle. Yeah, so this guy is killed. And will I move out? Maybe not. Instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move here with the barbarian and attack this guy. So now this guy here was already wounded, but he's not really wounded, he just, I mean, not in a technical sense, but he's unarmed, which is good. But still, there's nothing I can do. Now, what I think I want to do though is I'm going to use my stealth. That allows me to ignore his melee range, and I can ignore his melee range because he's kind of... but I think I cannot move in between these two guys. Yeah, I think I can't do that. So no, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to attack... I think I'm going to attack this guy here. And that was a success. So that means he can try to defend. If he has a 6, nope. So with his shield, I mean. Now I get 5 dice. Nope, 4 dice. That would be a lethal blow, but he can force me to reroll that with his fortune. Okay, awesome. That is a lethal blow again. So I managed to kill this guy. Nice. Okay, now it's the enemy again, and we roll, nothing happens. But now we're going to see an attack of the shooter. And I guess he moves now here. And, well, it doesn't really change a lot. I think we might as well just move here. And he shoots at this guy here. Well, if he goes here, it's a short distance. So he goes there. And so let's see. That's a 5. That's not enough. And now we see an attack here against the physician. No problems. Now I got a feeling we can finish these guys off. So let's roll the attack here. And that's a 7 against a 4. But he's unarmed. So it might have been enough actually. Let's see. 5 plus 3 because of the flail is 8. He's got a 7 plus 2 because he's unarmed, so that is 9. And yeah, that's it. So no, he's fine. He's still doing okay. So that means gonna attack with a barbarian now. And that is enough. That is enough. And that gives me now a lot of dice. Well, he could try to defend himself with a shield, I guess. Nope, didn't work. So now I get 6 dice. Okay, and he's killed. But now, and I'm going to move here. Oops. I'm going to move 1 space here. And now this guy, 1, 2, he's going to try to attack the shooter. It's a longbow, so there is no defensive shot for the shooter with a longbow. So I'm going to move in here, and we're going to attack. And that was a success. So we're going to get 6 dice. Oh man, and that was not a single. Oh, it might be 2. Yeah, no, the 3. So it's 2 successes. That's at least something. 2 damage against the shooter. Now I'm thinking about moving in with the Celestial 1, 2, 3, 4, and also attacking the shooter. But you know what? Actually, that might be enough. The guy is unarmed. He's got a combat value of, which gives him technically a combat value of 2. So he's at an 8. And I have a 4, plus 4 is also 8. And my agility is actually higher than his. However, I got a -1 because I attacked with my parrying dagger on my, yeah, it's because of that I'm lower. So it doesn't work. Okay, so now the shooter will attack, and he's going to try to disengage first, but he's going to try it twice, so it's not so easy, and he didn't make it. And now he's going to attack, I guess the Celestial, but I mean he's unarmed, so okay, it didn't work. Now I'm going to fight back, first with the Scout. And yeah, that looks pretty good. So it seems like finally we can kill the guy. Gives us 6 dice here. Okay. Yeah, he's done. So that was not a good combat. It did cost me a lot of resources, especially my the unicorn blood. So that was really, really painful. So we had 4 militiamen, a shooter, and the warhound. That means we are allowed to roll 6 dice when we search the bodies. Oops. Wow. Okay. So that might have actually been worth it. Not quite. I'm afraid not. I thought we would have found a magical object, but it's not. I think it's not quite as good, but we find a lot of stuff here. So first of all, we find $5. That's neat. Then we get 1 standard item, or okay, the Mushrooms of Frenzy. That kind of gives you the Berserker skill. Yeah, it's not that hot, but still, I mean, it might be useful. And then, let's see, we got overall 4 times a 5 or a 6. That means we find a rare weapon or armor. So on a 1, it's a rare armor, otherwise it's a rare weapon. Okay, so we find a rare armor. So I'm going to shuffle these from this deck here, and we're going to draw 1. So okay, we'll see. I didn't check it until now. The problem is, I think nobody is allowed to wear heavy armor. So if we draw some crazy heavy armor, we can only sell it. So let's see what we get. But yeah, that is heavy armor. That is a Yorni or something. But you know, we can sell this thing for $8. It's worth a lot. It's $16. We can sell it for half the value. So that is nearly an experience point, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's heavy armor, so nobody can actually wear that. I think can check it, but I'm pretty sure. No, this guy can't. This guy can't either. I think nobody of us can wear heavy armor. So we just, yeah, I mean, we just keep it. We will get the option to sell it, and that's okay. So, and we're moving on, and well, let's simply move here. And first we got to check now again if we get attacked by the big group here. So this goes on. And I think as long, we need, if we roll an 18 or 20, 18, 19, 20, it's going to be a problem, but we don't roll that. It's a 7. But now we got to check. We might roll we got to roll 2 dice because it's a large room. So it's not unlikely that we will get attacked again immediately. Nope. No, we were lucky here. So let's simply continue our way out of this. And we're going to roll again. And we're not attacked. It's a 10. And we're going to roll again. And nope, nothing happens. So now we're going to move in here. Okay. Nice. So 16 to 20, and we will see a massive attack here. But it's not the case. We're lucky. But we're going to check again now we are here. I mean, we already made it nearly halfway out of this dungeon. So that's kind of cool. But we're going to roll twice because in the last 2 sections there has not been an attack. So let's see what we get. Nope. And yes, okay. So we will now meet another enemy coming out of this corridor into a medium-sized room. So I set up this room here. I've not set it up before. We've been in this room, and there is a latrina, and there are the amphoras, and we've searched all these things, but we did not have an encounter there. So therefore, at least I don't think so. So, well, now I've set up the room, and we're going to see who we're going to meet there. Let's draw a card. And it's a wandering creature. So probably not too dangerous, just someone going to the toilet. That's a 3, so that's going to be a 5. So this is a soldier with a spear and a shooter with a crossbow. Alright, so this guy is the soldier, this guy is the crossbow, the shooter. So we're going to place the soldier right here opposite to the door, and the shooter will be placed here. Alright, so that costs this guy 2 points. That's not too impressive. And yeah, so let's see. We need the soldier. Okay, so there he is, soldier with a spear, and it doesn't say he has a shield, so therefore I assume he uses the spear as a double-handed weapon. And the shooter. Yeah, so we just go to the initiative roll here. Okay, this time we win. So I immediately attack. I can move here. He uses his spear to kind of push me back a little bit. So we will see if we can get closer. That looks good. That's a success. So I can immediately deal 6 damage. I think that's 3. He's got a 4 because, yeah, so that's only a single damage. Not terribly impressive. So now the physician moves out. 1, 2. He is not in line of sight of the shooter, so that means there's no defensive shot. And this guy has a crossbow, so that means he's now basically unarmed. Oh, lovely. Excellent. That gives me 5 dice, -1 on his armor. That is 3 damage. So he is wounded. So now this guy moves on, 1, 2, 3, and he attacks the soldier with his spear. Okay, that didn't work. I think I'm going to keep him in the back, just go here and don't do anything specific here. I could... Thinking about playing the light, yeah, why not? I should have done that before, but I'm gonna play the light aura against the barbarian. That gives him some protection. It gives him basically always light cover. Oh man, I even blundered. I better try that again, otherwise I might get in trouble. Okay, that worked out. So that, and it's 4 turns. So this guy has now the light aura. Let's place a marker there. And I got to spend a couple of mana on this one here. And actually we should have been adjacent to this guy, so I'm going to move here, and otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, so then it's the others, and we're going to roll a die, and nothing happens here. So now let's start with the shooter. The shooter is going to try to disengage. That's going to be really hard for him, though, and he didn't make it. So that means we're going to see a combat against the physician, and that did not work out. And then it's this guy here, and he's also going to try to disengage because he's got a long-ranged weapon. That looks pretty good. It's a 9. Yeah, he did it, but only against one of the guys, and there are 3. Yeah, I mean, at least this one too. So he's got to do it a second time. It still worked. Impressive. So he can move back 1 space, and now he's going to attack one of the other guys, and he's going to attack the scout, I think, because this one is now... That's the same. Let's see which one he attacks. One that did the most damage. I think that was the scout. I think he's going to go after the scout. Okay, that's an 11. That is a pretty impressive roll. And I think that's a success. So that means I want to use my shield. Okay, I was lucky. I managed to block the attack with his spear. So now it's us again, and I'm going to start with the scout. And that is a success. So now I'm going to move in, and I guess I might be able to kill him now with a little bit of luck. Yeah, that's it. So this guy is gone. And now let's see if the physician can finish the shooter. That looks also really promising. So we get 4 dice, and we just need a single hit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this worked pretty well, and well, it wasn't so hard, right? Just 2 guys basically, and that allows us to roll 2 dice to see if we find something of value. Okay, we find a bug and a common item. So let's see here what we get. That's a bell. Okay. Requires the use of an action. All unengaged enemies within 6 squares of the user must perform an intelligence test. If they fail, they will be forced to attack the user during their following activation. If out of reach, they will move toward the user up to their maximum movement. Can be only used once per quest. Huh. Interesting. I think I'm going to give that to the centaur. I'm not quite sure if I like it or not, but I mean, in combination, for example, with the light aura, that could actually be really useful. Okay, yeah, so that was fine, and we are in this room here. So now time moves on, and we're going to enter the chasm room. So first we're going to check again if we get attacked by the big guys. And yes, that is the case. So this is going to be a huge battle now. And it's the room where the chasm, which kind of sucks because there is not that much room. So I'm not quite sure if I will actually do it in this room, or we'll see. But I think I can do it. So I think from a cinematic point of view, it's definitely kind of cool that we have now the final boss battle in this special room where the chasm is. And that is just really a coincidence. So that's kind of nice. And we got these 4 possible enemies here. These are the champion creatures. So I randomly determined one of them. I think there's nobody else there. Nope. So let's see. Okay, that's number 3. Yeah, so this is a noble. Okay. So we gotta fight a noble. And we're gonna improve this guy massively. You know, he's got a lot of points left, so he's going to have a ton of life points eventually. And then we'll see who accompanies the noble, and there we're going to go with a group from the enemy spotted table. Oh, that's a 1. That's not too impressive. But we got to add 2, obviously. So we got again a warhound, 3 militiamen, which means 4 militiamen, and 1 shooter with a longbow. But you know, we've seen these guys can be ugly, and the noble is a leader, so he's going to activate 3 times each turn. So yeah, we could end up in trouble. And yeah, as I mentioned, the militiamen, I mean, last time this group killed one of our guys, so that could be a problem. So I'm gonna try to place the guys in a way that it works out. It's a bit cramped here, so we got the warhound here. It's hardly very tough to see. We got here the first militiaman, and then I'm gonna place you know, yeah, I'm going to place the second militiaman here, and oops. So then this guy goes here, I guess, and this guy goes here. Then we have a shooter, and I'm going to place the shooter back here at the very end, and then the noble will be placed here. And I'm going to make this guy here this knight-like guy. I'm gonna make him a noble. Okay. So here's the thing. It's gonna be possible to push these guys into the chasm, but to make it not too easy, I'm not gonna allow the noble to be pushed into the chasm during the first turn at least. You know what? I think I'm gonna not allow it at all. That would be just too easy. But the others can be pushed into the chasm and then they simply die. But not the noble. Okay, so now the noble gets possibly extra skills. Yeah, so he could be a combat master, elite, and impassable. So we're gonna roll a couple of dice here. For every hero we gotta roll a die. Okay, so we roll a single one, and I think that means, yeah, he gets one of these skills, and I'm gonna roll again which one it's gonna be. So this is a combat master. Okay, so let's see what that does. While fighting against two enemies at the same time, the character gets one extra attack with no penalties whatsoever. If equipped with two hand weapons, the usually penalty is applied. Okay, so he gets one additional attack, I guess. So I think in addition to the 3 attacks, he can attack now 4 times. That's what that probably means, which is pretty impressive, but only if he's fighting against multiple enemies. Whatever that means. Man, that's a bit tricky, right? So I would, what does that mean? I would say if he is standing adjacent to multiple enemies, he gets an extra attack. But this feels a little weird. Against 2 enemies at the same time. Yeah, I guess. And it's an active skill. So he can only use this thing 3 times. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but I'm going to use it when he's basically standing against, adjacent of 2 enemies. I'm going to simply allow him to attack an additional time. So he's got chainmail and shield. He's got a broadsword. He may replace the weapon and shield with a bastard sword. Now here it says they always choose this option against enemies with heavy armor. That is something specific here. So you know what? I'm going to roll a die, and on a 5 or 6, he's going to choose this option. Okay, no, he doesn't. So that means he's going to just use his broadsword and a shield. I mean, it's still pretty nasty. And yeah, so then he's got this. He's inspiring and encouraging. Character increases by 1. The courage of all characters. Okay, that's not so important. That's not the interesting point. Encouraging. Once per quest, the character may devote an action to encourage his mates. All allied characters 600 spaces away from him may reroll failed attribute rolls, attack or defense rolls until the beginning of their next turn. The creature will use this skill if there are at least 3 allies within the skills. Okay, that is definitely the case here. So Okay, so yeah, that's also something interesting. So first let's do the initiative roll here. So they have the Warhound, which gives him a positive modifier. And luckily I win this roll. That was really good. Okay, so let's kick this off. Let me see how I'm going to do that. So I think I'm thinking about starting right away attacking this guy here, because that will allow me, if I'm successful, I could push him into the chasm. So that would be nice. This is a militiaman, so yeah, he just has a standard improvised weapon here. Oh boy, look at that, just a 3. Okay, so that didn't work out at all. And now I'm going to activate the Celestial, and I'm going to use the Flashing Weapon spell and try to improve this battle axe here. So we're going to roll a die, and yeah, let's see what happens. That's a 3. That's not great, actually. So just for 3 turns. Okay. Now, I got basically now 2 choices. I could become a berserker, which would give me 2 attacks. Oh, I forgot one thing. First of all, I gotta spend 1 point for this what was it? Combat master ability. And now he's getting a ton of additional points. So he is at 43. Okay, now let me quickly calculate. He's going to spend, basically, he could, until he's down to 10. So that's going to be like 32 points. That gives him 16 extra life points. And yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to spend points until to a maximum of half of my value points, but he's far from that. So yeah, he's going to spend 32, and so he's now at 11, and these 32 is 16, so this guy has 21 life points. That is quite impressive, and we're going to use, of course, these markers here to indicate that. So, okay, I can use now my battle axe. What I'm not quite sure about is if I want to use the axe to attack twice without a negative modifier, or if I want to use the axe so that I can also defend without a negative modifier. And that's because I can use it twice. That means I could, if I go berserker, I could attack twice, but I also could just simply attack and defend and not take a negative modifier. I think for now I'm actually gonna use it that way, I guess. Oh, that's a tough decision, man. Yeah, but I think I want to do it that way for now. So I'm going to move. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to attack. I'm not sure, man. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to attack twice. God damn it. This is dangerous. This guy will attack 3 times, man. Okay, I mean, I gotta live with that. You know what? I'm gonna attack twice. I'm gonna go into berserker mode. Fuck it. But that gives me another -1. No, I'm not gonna go into berserker mode. I'm just gonna do a standard attack here. And that wasn't enough at all. So, yeah, the dog is fine. Okay. And now the physician moves out. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to attack, I guess, also simply the dog here. That's also not enough. The dog rolled a 10. I only rolled an 8. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's not enough. So really bad start here. And now it's him. So let's see what happens. And he's allowed to draw a card. And that is Regeneration. One creature of the dark player's choice gets the skill Regeneration until the end of the engagement. Wow. Okay, that means the leader will get that skill. And that sounds really dangerous. And I think it's going to be a very long battle. So he's going to spend another 3 points on this. He's down to 8 now. Okay, now it would be really useful if they had written here what regeneration does. I mean, I really don't understand that. This is something, you know, I could get really pissed about that. I find that actually offensive. They give you a card, and there is so much room left on this card. Why don't they simply write what regeneration does? I don't get it at all. You have to look this shit up. Boy. Okay, anyway, so what it does is, for each damage they take, at the start of their activation, for each damage they took in the previous turn, at the start of their activation, they're going to roll a die, and on a 5 or 6, they don't take that damage. So that's, yeah, that's kind of ugly. That will make it even harder for us to kill him with his 21 life points. But okay. That is really tough. So let's see now what's going on here. I'm going to start, try to activate the shooter, which is not so easy. He can, I mean, actually it is. He moves 1, 2, 3 spaces, and then he shoots. He could also move here, but I think he's simply going to shoot this guy here. It's not going to really hit anyone else. And that was not successful. And I'm just wondering, is that a crossbow man, or it might have been a crossbow man? No, that's a longbow man. Okay. Then the leader activates. So he moves now here. Actually, we don't know who he's going to attack. So wait a second. So the first thing he now does is, and he's going to activate his encouraging ability. This is his first action, and it will allow the other characters to re-roll the actions. And you know what? I'm going to give him the chance to re-roll this attack. And this time, it might have been a success. So he moved 1, 2, 3 spaces. Let's see. God, he's a shooter. So that is more than half of his movement value. So that means he's got a -2 for that. But I think this is still enough. A 10, yeah, that's enough. So that was a hit with his longbow. I can try to defend myself, but it was a critical hit, so actually I can't. So I take 5 damage against his longbow. Yeah, that's not good. But man, that was not impressive at all. He forgot to swap his training's arrows or something against some real stuff. So not a single damage. That was awesome. Lucky me. And so now, yeah, the leader did his first activation during this, I don't know, encouraging thing. And now the question is, who he's going to go after. So I'm going to roll a die here. He's got 2 more actions. And actually, oops. No, yeah, so he's gonna, that's number 3. So the enemy with the lowest armor. And that is gonna be, tough choice. He's got a 4. He's got a 5, so it's not him. It might be him. Or the other guy here. Yeah, so it's one of the 2. So then I guess it's the enemy who's easiest to hit. I think it's going to be this guy. So he's going to move in and attack the centaur. Oh man, that was a blunder. That's awesome. Really nice. That's cool. So he loses his broadsword, and if you roll a 1, that broadsword is gone. That's a shame. So he's going to try now to pick it up. He's got to do an agility test, though, to do so. So let's see. That's an 8. Yeah, so he managed to do that. And now he's got 1 more action. But now he's adjacent to 2 enemies. So he can now use his combat master ability. I'm not so sure if he is a combat master after that start. But okay, we'll see. So again, he first attacks the barbarian. Let's say that way. Well, that was again a blunder. Holy crap, are you kidding me? Okay, I mean, so, okay, at least his sword doesn't break. But, you know, I'm not going to give him that second action. I mean, he lost his sword, and he's not going to be able to pick it up during this turn. That was just a mess for him. So he's unarmed for this turn at least. And I'm not going to give him his second attack. He just wasted this action. You know, if you blunder, you don't get a second attack. This is ridiculous. So now the dog will attack, and let's see. So that's the... Isn't there something special? Oh yeah. Always the enemy adjacent to an ally. It could be this guy, or it could be everyone. So it's the enemy with the lowest life points. That is gonna be the physician, okay? So that is a hit, I guess. I can use my buckler, and if I roll a 6, I can avoid that. I didn't. So that means I take 3 damage dice. Okay, that's a damage. So now let's see, we can start to attack now. So this guy, for example, I think he can now move. I think he can ignore the melee range of these guys because they're all engaged. So I think I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can actually attack the Celestial. So let's do that. No, it's an improvised weapon, so I have to go closer. That was not a success. And now it's this guy here. So let's see. What is he up to? Okay, the guy who is easiest to hit. We also have to kind of distribute things evenly, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this guy already took 2 hits. So, I think I'm going to try to attack the Celestial again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot get there, can I? No, I can't. So I'm gonna go here instead, and I'm gonna attack one of these guys. Let's see who's gonna be the one. Tough. It's gonna be again the Physician, I guess. So I'm gonna move only here and attack the Physician. And that didn't work. So now it's these 2 guys. No, actually, first this guy, and he attacks the Scout. That worked out. But I can try to use my shield. Nope, but I'm gonna re-roll. Fuck. So that means I'm gonna take 3 damage dice. Okay, that's a wound. It's not that bad, but it's not good either. And now we got this guy back here left. So I think he moves 1, 2. He moves here and then attacks the Barbarian. And oh, that's another blunder. Interesting. I think his weapon is broken. Yeah, his weapon is gone. So that means we're going to place a marker back here. So he is now unarmed, which is nice. So let's get into it. We have these duels basically now here. The Celestial tries an attack. And that is a success. Excellent. And it cannot be defended with the shield. It cannot be blocked. So that gives me 4 dice. Yeah, okay, that was not great. It's a militiaman though. Okay, so I mean he takes 2 wounds. That's not so bad either. And now I'm going to attack with the Physician, I guess. Try to push this guy here into the chasm. That's an 8 against an 8. I got a -1, but I got a better combat value, so I'm successful. And I definitely will do. I mean, I mean, you could argue maybe that this is kind of a valid square. So yeah, we're gonna let him live here. So let's see. We have. Anyway, I'm gonna do 4 damage dice. Okay, that's 2 damage, and I'm gonna push him back here. I mean, he just stands here on the edge, basically. And he takes 2 damage. So this guy attacks the dog. And by the way, we are actually already here. So, you know, no, I'm attacking the combat master, who is unarmed at the moment. We should remember that. He blundered last time, so he is unarmed. And that is actually a really good chance. Maybe I should go berserk. That would give me 2 attacks against this guy who is unarmed. I can do a lot of damage with my weapon. You know, I think I'm going to do that. I will go berserk here. It's a bit risky, but I want to do it. And that was a pretty good start. He can reroll that, but that's not enough. So awesome. That is already... It's close. If he would have been armed, but he's unarmed, so that's a -1. And I don't get any negative modifiers because of the spell here, of this flashing weapon. So I can do a lot of damage now, and this is going to be like 7 damage dice. Now he has a chainmail, but he only has in the end an armor of 3 with my special axe here. That's excellent. So that's 6 damage for him already. However, we should keep in mind that he has this regeneration thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to place a marker here as a reminder that when he can activate, this is the number of wounds he took, so where he started basically. And then we get a second attack. Oh, come on, that was ugly as fuck, man. Shit. At least it wasn't a blunder, but that was really bad. Okay, I cannot reroll. I don't have anything left here. It's a bit dangerous, man. Maybe I should have drunk my dexterity potion, but I wonder if I can still do it, but I cannot do it if I'm adjacent to an enemy, I think. So that doesn't work. Okay, this guy can remove his shield. Now these 2 were activated. Okay, I'm done here. That's it. So now let's see, I'm going to roll for him up. Okay, so he gets another card, and that's another fortune. So that goes to the leader, and it costs him another 2 points. So I'm going to place that here. So the leader took 6 damage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to re-roll these. I'm going to roll these, and a 5 or 6 means it's not a damage. Okay, so he basically only took 4 damage, and that is because of this regeneration ability. So let's see what happens now. He activates again. So the first thing he's got to do is he's got to pick up his sword, his broadsword. So first we activate the shooter though, and he gets a clear shot at this guy. Yeah, he can definitely do it. So let's give him a shot. That's a 7. That's tricky. I think it's not quite enough because the barbarian has a high agility, so he might have been able to dodge that just when he saw it coming. Yeah, so that was really, really close here. And then let's see what happens next. We're going to activate the leader. And the leader will try to pick up his sword. So he needs to do an agility test. And that is a success. So he is armed again. And now he can use his Combat Master ability, and basically with his first action he can do 2 attacks. I think we're just going to attack both of these guys. So first the Scout. Wow, excellent. And then the Barbarian. That's a 6 against a 7. I think that's a hit. Yeah, that's a hit. That sucks. Okay, so that means... And he gets an additional, because it was a critical. Oh man, that gives him 6 dice. That's not good. Okay, that's 2 hits. So I take 2 wounds. That's really not good. I need... There we go. Okay. So then, because he cannot use his active action twice in a row, he does a normal attack. And it's going to be against the guy who is easiest to hit. Now I think this is probably again the Barbarian here. It's not a big difference though. I don't know actually who it is. The lowest armor. It's probably this guy. Let's go for this guy. Scout. Yeah, that's also a success, man. But at least, I mean, you could argue that the shield makes it maybe harder to hit, but that's a bit tricky. I'm going to try to shield, obviously, and that was a success. And then he does a second time now. His third activation is going to be another double attack, and then he's done. He cannot use these special skills more than 3 times. So he's going to attack again the Scout. And nope. And then the Barbarian. That's a hit, man. And there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to take, again, a lot of damage dice. And it's going to be 6 dice again because it was a critical. This is all not good. Oh boy. 3 more damage. I'm nearly dead. So I'm wounded. Got 1 life point left. And it is very likely that I get killed now. Very likely. And this is then the end of this character. I mean, it's not the end of the group, right? If one guy survives, we can roll a die for him. Basically, he might survive. There is a table in the rulebook. What happens with a KO'd character? Usually you have to go in and kind of save him and stuff, but I assume if we manage to kill this guy, we can carry him, the others, we can carry him out, and then we gotta roll 2 dice, and you know, actually I think we are not in such a bad shape, because somewhere there is another potion that allows us to heal the permanent injuries. So I think even in this situation, if he's not completely killed, which could also happen, we would be okay. But okay, let's first see what happens here. So this guy activated now a couple of times. He's done. Now we continue with the dog. And the dog will activate now the physician, because will attack the physician, because the physician wasn't attacked until now. Okay, that is not good enough. Although it was from the back, but still it's not good enough. Because I got a shield, which I couldn't use though, but I'm the defender. So that the tiebreak in the end works out for me. And now it's all these other guys. And let's start back here with a Celestial, and he's okay. So the Celestial is doing great. And now we got just these three guys here. Yeah, so let's see. I think now this guy is easiest to hit. So that means we're going to move him over here, and he's going to attack now the Barbarian, and he could kill him. Yeah, that's probably it. There's nothing I can do. If I take one more damage, I'm dead. So he's got 3 dice, and if he rolls a 5 or 6, that's it. Yep, there we go. The Barbarian is killed. There we are. Okay, well, okay, that sucks. That sucks. So he's just lying there, I guess, and now it's just us 3, and we somehow have to try to win this combat. So we basically have now these 2 militiamen left. And so this guy will attack the physician, I guess. And that is not a success. And the other one... I think the other one might try to attack the Celestial. He can ignore the melee range of this guy, so yeah, I think he's going to go for the Celestial, because if we want to distribute attacks evenly, the Celestial is the one who had the least for now. So 1, 2, 4, 5. I think he can move in here. Yeah, and he's going to attack the Celestial. And that was a blunder, so he is unarmed now, which is cool. His weapon broke. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Wow, it sucks. I mean, there's no question, it really sucks. So this flashing weapon thing is over, because, yeah, I mean, we cannot use the weapon anymore anyway. So I'm thinking about... there's nothing I cannot cast a spell because I am adjacent to other characters. So I think I'm going to simply attack the guy who already has 2 wounds and hope for a good roll. That's not good enough. So I can't do anything here. And now the physician... I think I'm simply going to try to kill this guy here. He's already wounded. Yeah, that's... I can push him now into the abyss and at the same time probably just kill him. And he was already unarmed and whatnot. So, okay, I mean, that was easy. And now... the question is, in which direction do I want to use my facing? It's all a bit tricky. I can move, but I can use stealth. It's a bit risky to stand here. I mean, okay, I can get pushed to this square. We did say that. You know, I'm gonna turn around in this direction. The problem is that I'm gonna turn around in this direction, because in this way I'm not showing my back to any one of these guys. That's a good thing. And so last, it's the scout. And yeah, it's a tough decision. Who do I want to attack? I guess I'm going to go for the big guy. Yeah. Wow, awesome. That's cool. So he can try to defend himself, and I kind of forgot that earlier on. But okay, he's got the option to defend himself, and it didn't work. So that gives me now 8 dice, which is cool. But I need a 5 or 6 to be successful, so it's going to be very hard. Yeah, okay, I mean, that is just 2 damage, and there's even a chance that he kind of can regenerate from that, so that's a tough guy. In his chainmail. Okay, so this is it, and now it's his turn again, and this can go for quite a while. Okay, so nothing specific happens, no boost or anything. And now this guy will shoot at the physician, and that is a miss. And it's actually a pretty bad miss. He's going to miss now. He's going to hit this guy. And he could try to defend himself. And that did not work because it's an improvised shield, so he needs a 6. That means he takes now 4 damage. That's pretty good, but yeah, he did not. He rolled a 1, so that was a miss. Wow. Okay, nice. So he wounded his pal here, so that was pretty cool. And now the leader will attack again, and we're going to see simply now. He might try to disengage and attack this guy. So let's see. You're going to roll a die and randomly determine. So this is the enemy which is easiest to hit. And I think this is going to be the scout. No, that was not good enough. The second attack, let's see again. That's again the enemy which is easiest to hit. And this was a hit, and a painful one. Shit. Oh boy. I can try to shield, but he had a critical, so I need a 5 or 6. Wow. Okay, lucky here. So with his third attack, he's going to again attack the scout. And that was not good enough. And I forgot, I have to check for his regeneration. He took 2 wounds last turn. And yeah, they all were actual wounds. Nice. But I mean, he still has 15 life points. So that will take a while until he's finished. Now the dog attacks, and he's going to attack. Also, it's not so clear. The target with the lowest life points. This is the physician. That is, I think, enough. Yeah, that is going to be enough. So he's going to get to roll. No, I can't even block that because it was a critical. So he's going to get to roll 5 dice. Oh boy, look at that, man. That is terrible. That actually kills me. Okay, I mean, yeah, fine, it kills me. So I'm going to have to roll. I'm going to spend a fortune trying to roll a 5 or 6. I don't do that. So I got to spend 2 fortune to get out of this situation without any problems. But that did cost me 2 fortune. And so, okay, these were these two guys. Now this guy attacks, and he's going to attack the scout. And that was not a success. And now we continue here. We have an attack here against the Celestial. That was a success, and it was a critical, so that means I actually will take damage here. And we're talking 4 dice. Oh man. You know, I'm actually going to force him to reroll that. If he does not roll a critical, I don't mind. So let's see. Oh, that was a blunder. Ha, that's much better. So he's also unarmed. So I'm fighting 2 unarmed guys here. That's pretty cool. And now the other one will attack me. I mean, he still is successful, but if he doesn't roll a 6, he can't do any damage. So that's neat. And in this case, we don't have to roll for a breaking roll, because this is just an improvised weapon which automatically breaks when it falls down. Okay, so it's us again, and I mean, this is just tough. I think I'm gonna, no man, let's start here, I guess. I'm gonna attack the guy who is already wounded. And it didn't work. Incredible. And now we, you know, yeah, I'm gonna attack the guy. I'm gonna attack the dog. It didn't work. Incredible. Shit. Okay, and now the scout attacks. I don't know, man. Should I attack the big guy again? It's so fucking frustrating. I'm gonna attack the dog. And it's again, it didn't work. Shit. Okay, so now this guy will shoot me from behind. And you know what? But it's too late for that now. I forgot earlier on that I had rerolls. There's so for this guy. You know, I forgot that. I'm gonna give the rerolls now from this encouraging thing. I'm gonna give the rerolls now to the guys if they fail for this whole turn. So, but first we're gonna see. Nope, nothing exciting happens. So now he gets a shot at me, and I did a reroll with him, I remember that, but not with the others. So he is not going to get another reroll. That's a 7. That's going to be enough. So he does 4 damage, I think, with his bow, which is a problem. I mean, things are getting really ugly here. Luckily, nothing, again, no hit. Wrong arrows. But I gotta take care of this guy. I cannot simply ignore him. This is all much too dangerous. I'm in a really bad position here. And we activate again the leader now. Okay, so he goes again against the scout. And that is definitely a hit. It's a pretty brutal hit, actually. And yeah, I'm gonna. The thing is, I only have one. I have one. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna try to shield though. So if I roll a 5 or 6, shit. Lucky me, I did that. So that great shield is really useful. And now the guy will attack again. That's a 5. So this time it's the guy with the lowest armor. So he's going to try to disengage and go after this guy now. But let's see if he's going to be able to do it. No, he cannot disengage. So that means he will attack again the scout. And that is not a success. And the last time, this is going to be the enemy that did the most damage. I think nobody really did damage. So let's see if he can disengage. Nope. Which means he attacks a third time the scout. That was a success. So I'm going to again try to shield. No. No. Oh yes, that's enough, because this time it wasn't a critical. Oh boy. You know, I'm not going to go through this for you. I think this is actually quite boring, because not a lot happens here. It is cool if you play, but it's not that cool if you watch, I imagine, because you just see me die rolling, right? So what I'm going to do is, if there are any really dangerous situations, I'm going to go back and let you know. But until then, I'm just going to... This could go on for a very long time now. So I'm going to let you know what happens. So the dog, and this time I remembered, his first attack was not successful, but because of this specific encouraging ability, or inspiring, or what it was, he can re-roll that, and that was a successful critical hit. So I'm now in trouble. I have to roll against, wait a second, against 4 damage dice. And if I take 3 wounds, I'm dead. I got an armor of 4. Okay, I'm still okay. I just take a single wound here. Okay, so I managed with the physician to kill the shooter. I had a good success here with my flail, and I wounded him, and then I could push him against that wall here, and because, yeah, he took an extra wound, so he died. That was pretty good. And okay, I mean, doesn't look that terrible anymore. But we're still outnumbered, obviously. But these 2 guys are not too dangerous, I think. So here I got a problem. The noble, he rolled a double critical against the scout. And you can never block a double critical. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my last fortune. I don't want to take like 7 dice or something, so I'm going to use my last fortune and force him to reroll that. Okay, because I rolled an 11, so I was in a good shape, but he just rolled a double critical. So yeah, this is all not looking good anymore. I might lose more characters. Maybe the party goes extinct. It's possible. It's a tough one. So the Celestial took the first 2 damage, but she managed to kill also now one of these 2 guys here. So, I mean, that's something. But we still have 4 enemies to go against. So as you can see, the Celestial got attacked by the Noble twice actually, and the second time it was a critical, so that means also the invulnerability doesn't help. So now I got 2 options. I could force him to reroll, but I mean, it's not so unlikely that he rolls again a 6 with 2 dice. Or I could use my fortune and simply use that to survive that fatal blow. And I think I'm going to go with that. So let's see. He's getting 6 dice. Oh Holy crap, look at that. Just a single hit. I was lucky there. Or does the broadsword something like a... No, it's just a single hit. Wow. I didn't expect I could survive that blow. Okay, that was cool. So now it's me, and better try to disengage here or something. Okay, I managed to kill this wounded militiaman here, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to fight the dog. That looks good. Excellent. So maybe gives us like 7 dice. I guess that's it. Yeah, we managed to kill the dog. Okay, so that's something. Now, for the first time, we outnumber these guys, and maybe we can. I mean, one of them is unarmed, but of course there is still this noble, and I somehow have to take care now of my celestial here. I think I want to disengage and try to get away somehow, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I want to try that. So let's see. I gotta be successful twice. I need a 7 twice. Oh, God. So that was a blunder. So that means my action ends. I can't do anything anymore because I blundered. Terrible. Okay, so now it's the enemy, and we might get into trouble now. Let's... So he goes against the guy which did the most damage. That's good. So he moves away here. He tries to disengage and hope he's lucky here. Oh, actually he can simply ignore it because there's another guy here. So he moves here and he attacks this guy, and I think he can attack him from behind pretty much. That's not good. But it wasn't enough. Excellent. I was super lucky here. He attacked me 3 times from behind, but I managed to get away all the time. I could not have used my shield. So that was really lucky that I made it. Oh man, look at that. The Celestial blundered. So the dagger falls, and it will break on a 1. Okay, at least it doesn't break. And let's take this. And the other guy did actually damage. I mean, he is unarmed, so I get a +1 on armor, but that is not good. So he does 4 dice of damage against an armor of 4 now. So I take another wound, and I'm badly wounded now. If I take 1 more wound, it's over. So we're both unarmed now. And we're really hitting each other badly in the face. Wow, this is quite a showdown here. So I actually did a hit, and the guy tried to block. No, I think no, he couldn't block, so I don't have to roll for the shield break roll. Okay. But he only took 2 wounds, and that's the problem, right? I mean, his chainmail is so strong, and it's so hard to really do bad damage against him. Yeah, he didn't manage to do anything at all. I didn't manage to pick up my weapon. I messed up the agility check here. So let's see. Okay, so first this guy, he took 2 wounds, so we're going to roll a die and see. Yeah, one of them is regeneration. Oh man, it's a long way here. And then yeah, we're going to see a battle again. So I got hit by the noble, the physician, got hit by the noble. I got a chance, if I roll a 6, I can block that. Ah, I was close, man. So it didn't work, and that means the guy has 5 dice against an armor of 4, and if he does 2 wounds, I'm dead. Yeah. So he did exactly that. That means I got a roll. I got 2 fortune left, so we can do this now one last time, and if it doesn't work, we're screwed. So I need a 5 or 6, which I don't have. I can spend my last fortune. That means I don't take a wound. But this is not looking good at all. What a disaster here. So here's what the physician will do. I'm going to disengage. I can do that with my stealth ability. And then I'm going to use my medicine ability. One last time I can do that. And I can heal up to, I think, 3 or so. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, this is really getting close here. Okay, so that was my action though. And now it's the other guy, the scout. Okay, that is a success at least. So let's see if we can roll a few 5s or 6s. That is something. I mean, 2 more damage. Okay, so things are getting ugly. The scout was attacked and he blundered. So he lost his elven sword. And now we gotta roll a die. And it's gone. Holy fuck. The elven sword is broken, and I don't have anything to reroll or anything. Wow, I mean, this is so bad. My weapon is gone. Yeah, I think this is not looking good anymore. I mean, I wonder if I still have a weapon. I got a few. I don't have a melee weapon anymore. I can maybe use my elven bow instead. I mean, I got that one, but oh boy, is that bad. But in addition to all that, I will take now 5 damage dice. I can try to block with my shield though, I guess. So that didn't work. I can try again. Okay, at least something here. But I have to do it like this. So this is all meh. It's not looking good anymore. So let's see. We did. He's gonna try to attack her now, possibly. So let's see if he can disengage. And that's a 7. Yeah, he could. So he's gonna move here now and attack her, which is a problem. She's unarmed. But she's okay. Okay, so let's see. Last, that's a 5. The enemy with the lowest armor. That is her too. So that means that is bad. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Oh man, this is. I can see a party wipeout here coming up. We're talking 5 dice. Oh no, actually not. She's invulnerable. And he did not roll a critical. Excellent. So the Celestial managed to pick up her weapon, and she also rolled as a successful attack against this militiaman who already has 2 wounds. So maybe with a little bit of luck I can kill him now. And I did. 2 4s, that's enough. So I managed to kill this guy. That's excellent. That's really great. And I think I could even try to disengage. Yeah, I think I can. So I'm going to move back here now. Maybe not exactly at the wall, right? Let's move here. Okay, so that's something. Let's remove this, and we don't need that either. Okay, so now it's just the noble. And let's see. Oh man, let's hope that we don't see any reinforcements or shit like that. That would be really frustrating. So he gets another fortune. Okay, so that brings this down to 4. So he's got now 2 fortune. It's going to be harder and harder to kill him, but okay. He can roll now 2 dice to see. I did 2 wounds to him. And yeah, he actually takes both of them. So he is now down to exactly 10 wounds. I mean, from 21, so that's something. Maybe we can actually kill him. That would be great. And because there's not much points left for the villain, we might actually have a chance to leave the dungeon alive. But it's going to be really, really close. So again, a hit from the noble against the physician. There's a chance to block with a buckler, but I need a 6. And oh boy. Okay, so that means 5 dice. That's a possible death. So let's see. I got 4 life points. Yeah, that could be already it. And I barely survived that. Take 3 wounds. But he can attack 2 more times. And it seems like I might be the target here because we are engaged. He might try to disengage. So this is the enemy which is easiest to hit. Considering the fact that I'm now wounded, I think that's actually me. So yeah, we're going to see another combat round against me, and if he hits me, it's over for me. And it looks terrible. So that's probably it now. He gets 6 dice. And that's it. He killed the physician. Holy shit. And that means now it's 2 guys left. And let's see who he's going to attack. That is number 4. The enemy that dealt the most damage. And that was actually her. She killed that other guy. So she moves there, and now she gets attacked. She's also wounded already. But okay, as long as he doesn't roll a 6, she's invulnerable. The problem now is also that I don't have a sword anymore. It means I gotta get rid of the shield. And I gotta use my elven bow. So, yeah, I can go 1, 2, and I mean, I can attack from behind, but this is really, really bad. Actually, you know what? No, I got this thing, but I'm not allowed to use that, I think, because it's a 2-handed weapon, and I think as a scout... Wait a second, wait a minute. I can't wear heavy armor. That's interesting. Can I use that thing? I think I can actually use this thing. That's true, I can use that. I just have to get rid of the shield, but I can use the Rage Warhammer. That's neat, so let's go with that. I mean, it's now really time to do some brutal actions. I wonder if I have... You know what? I got my dexterity potion. I'm going to use that. That gives me a +1 on combat. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Before I actually start this, I'm going to try to disengage with her. I can't do that. I cannot get next to her. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to go from behind. I'm going to move here and use my dexterity potion. And that goes on for this turn and the next 2 turns. So I'm going to place 2 markers there. Let's say 3 markers. Okay. And now I'm going to attack this guy from behind, which gives me another +1. And maybe this weapon helps. I think it's not enough. Or maybe it is, because I attack from behind. So we both have the same combat strength, but I use my dexterity potion, which gives me a +1. So that kind of evens out the result here. I get a -1 for using this Rage Warhammer, but I get a +1 because I attack from behind. So it's even, and now I got a better agility than he has, and that means it's a success. And I have a critical. That means I'm now allowed to roll 7 dice. 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can subtract, 2, I can subtract 1 from his armor. So every 4+ is a success. Oh man. Fucking hell. 1 fucking hit. Incredible. This is so bad. I'm gonna place this here and just, man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. No way to re-roll. So bad. Okay, so she tries to disengage, and that didn't work. So all she can do is attack with her stupid dagger. And that didn't work either. Okay, so let's continue. You know, actually we could have disengaged automatically. I kind of messed this up last time, but okay, who cares? So I'm going to disengage now, and I'm going to move here and kind of move around these guys. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move here, and I cannot use the flashing weapon again. Crap. But I could use the light aura. You know, I'm going to play the light aura against this guy. That gives him light cover. So, yeah, let's try that. So I'm going to roll. And that was a very successful one. So he gets, for the next 6 turns, when he gets attacked by him, that gives him a +1 in defense. And yeah, so now he does an attack against this guy. That's a 9 against a 9. And I win that because of the dexterity potion. So that means I can roll 6 dice again against an armor of 4. It's just 2 hits. Well, okay, I mean, we gotta be... And he basically, by the last time, he managed to regenerate both of these, this single damage. So let's hope this time we are a little more successful. So I'm gonna show you the regeneration roll immediately. Okay, this time actually that was a success. So he is down to 8 life points. Okay, so it's again looking bad. We have a critical hit against the scout. So that is 6 dice. We have an armor of 4. He could kill us. Well, he didn't. We take 2 damage. Now I got one more healing light going on, so I could heal him once more. I also got a healing potion, so I mean, but I need to get the chance to take that, right? So we'll see. We got to take maybe more hits here. So let's see who he's gonna attack now. The one which is easiest to hit. I think that's going to be her because she's wounded. So he's going to try to disengage. And he didn't make it. So that means he's going to now attack me again. And that could be a problem. Well, okay, we're good. And the last attack of his goes again against the person who is easiest to hit. So he tries to disengage. That's a 7. And that is enough. He's got a 3, so he manages to disengage. So he moves here, and he now attacks her. But he needs to roll a 6 to do damage at all. And he does, and that is good enough. That is going to be a fatal blow. I mean, pretty sure, I guess. So we're going to roll like 6 dice here. Okay, so she's dead, but she got 2 fortune left. So we're going to roll a die, and on a 5 or 6, we're good? Nope. So that means we got to spend the other fortune. And I can now kind of also teleport away, basically. But okay, this is his attack for the turn, and I'm also laying down. Okay, man, I mean, this is just rough. So it's now me again. So now I'm simply going to attack again. There's not a lot I can do with the scout. Oh, this is gone. I could try to disengage. I'm going to attack. Okay, that's a 7 against an 8. I think that's not enough. Because of the -1 of the Warhammer. Shit. Yeah, that's not enough. Okay. And yeah, I mean, that's I can try to heal with her. Maybe I should do that and take the risk that he dies. I mean, oh man, this is really, really tricky. I got one more healing spell. I could use that on myself. I could use that on him too and just hope for lucky blow, and maybe he goes out and he just leaves on his own. I mean, I could do that. Maybe that makes more sense. He's the best fighter. You know what I'm going to do? Wait a minute. I thought I could fly, but I can't. I can learn flying, but I can't do it. Otherwise, I could have simply flown across the other side. That would have been nice. But sadly, I can't do that. I'm thinking about just going... I think I want to at least move here. with this guy, and so that he cannot move here and attack her or something. Okay, so that's it, and now it's him again. Okay, so with his third attack, he rolled a double critical. I have no answer for that. I gotta take that. And it's gonna be brutal. I gotta take 5 damage dice. No, 7 damage dice. Against an armor of 4. And I mean, I can take a couple of hits, but if I take, I mean, I can only take 3 damage, basically. If I take more than 3 damage, it's over. And it's over. Yeah. So that means this guy is also killed. That means only the Celestial stays. And, I mean, this is going to take a while, I guess. But in the end, I'm going to show you how she's going to be slaughtered too. And actually, it's probably not even going to take that long. She only can take 1 more damage. So if, yeah, I mean, she can now try to hit. I mean, the odds are super low that she can deal some real damage here. I mean, okay, I mean, she did some damage. But it only means she can roll 3 dice and, I mean, oh, okay. I mean, she does 2 damage. And now it's him, and we're going to see if he can recover. And yeah, one of these 2 damage he can recover. And now we're going to see 3 attacks, and I guess one of them is probably going to be a lethal attack. If he rolls a 6, I'm fucked. Okay, that was a blunder, which is bad, but I still live. I lost my dagger though. Let's quickly roll if the dagger stays intact, and he does. Now let's see. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay, I survived that. Okay, so she managed, even though she is unarmed, she managed to do 1 damage against him. But now he's got again 3 attacks. And there we go. This is a 6. She does only have a 7. So now we see like 6 dice. And this is it. She's dead. Yeah, that's the end. The end of the group and the end of the campaign. I really didn't expect that. I didn't thought that these guys were so strong, that the noble was so strong. But yeah, I mean, when he fell, I had a bad feeling. The Elven Sword, you know, it all, oh man, somehow it all went wrong. The noble was really a tough guy. It was really a tough guy. It was the regeneration that is really brutal. We probably would have killed him. I'm not quite sure though. I'm not even sure if he didn't regenerate that many. But it just sucked, man.